We had a little challenge in my house. Could I feed 4 people an Italian feast, 3 courses for less than 25 bucks? And we did it. We came in at $24.33. 3 courses of deliciousness, feeding 4 adults. You can do this for your family. You can do this for a double date. You can do this for a date night. For our first course, we're going with our fresh tomato basil bruschetta. For our second course, the infamous Cacio e Pepe. And for our feature tonight, we're doing a classic chicken cacciatore. We did our chicken thighs with crispy skin. We've got the olives, the red peppers, the onions, the tomatoes, all of this for $24. It's gonna feed 4 people. Okay, let's make our bruschetta. This is very, very easy. We're using tomatoes, onions, garlic, basil, and we're gonna put that on top of charred toast. Very simple first course, but it's also very fresh and very delicious. Be very careful when you're doing this because I cut over the bowl to make sure I don't lose any juice. Conjuring my grandmother right now. This is how she used to cut. Take your time with it. If you cut it on the cutting board, you miss all the good juice. You can, I guess, dump it in there, but I just find that this way is a little easier. Now, once you've got all your tomatoes chopped, put a nice healthy dose of salt on them, and then you're just gonna let them sit. And the reason you let them sit is because the salt will draw the moisture out of the tomato. It'll just add to the sauce that you get on it. It'll soak into that bread, and that's really the good stuff. That's what you want. So just let them hang out for about 20 minutes while you prep the bread. And as the tomatoes are just hanging out, we can go ahead and slice our onions. I like long slices on this. You can do them however you like. I do them a little thinner, so I kind of take my time. Again, it's your bruschetta. You do it how you like. Some people like it diced. I like to get nice long slivers. I was able to get this basil from the garden, but it's raining here today, so I'm not going to take you out there. I'm just going to roll it up. It's got a little store-bought baguette. Slice it up, but we are going to char it. We're going to take it to our cast iron griddle. Char it up real nice. I've seen people grill it. I've seen people broil it. You know me. Cast iron it is. Use the tools you have. We want this bread well toasted. Really nice pieces of toast. Hold this liquid. Keep an eye on it. You could grill these if you want. I've got a grill grate on the other side. That's kind of what you're looking for. There's a fine line between burnt and charred. We want charred. Okay, we've got our toast all done. We're going to take a garlic clove that we've sliced in half and just rub that on your toast. Just one side, just like that. It doesn't matter if you lose count and do one twice. More garlic, always better. Oh, it smells amazing already. The toast is hot. It's just gonna make that garlic so aromatic. Okay, we've got our tomatoes. They've been doing their thing. We're just gonna put our red onion in. This is so easy. You just put everything in a bowl, let it kind of marinate and get happy. Basil's going in. I'm gonna take all of that. And yes, you got it. That garlic we put on our bread, right in there. Now we take a little pepper. Remember, we've already got salt in there. Some olive oil. And some red wine vinegar. You can see that that's what we're going for. See that juice at the bottom? That's what the salt does to the tomatoes. It really brings it out. And we'll put that on that nice garlicky toast. In my opinion, one of the perfect appetizers. I like to just pour everything right down the middle and let people kind of dip their own. That's what I'm going for. Give them an end of the toast to grab with their fingers. Everything else goes right in the middle. Just pile it on. This is the good stuff. All right, once that water gets to a nice boil, you don't need to put as much salt on the cacio e pepe as you think. The pecorino is pretty salty, so we'll just let it go like that. I'm using whole wheat pasta. Do not break it. All right, while our pasta's cooking, we'll get that back pan going. We've got some just black peppercorns. Get those in there. Get those lightly toasted. That'll release the aromatics, make it feel less spicy, more full flavor. Dry pan. Use your tongs to give that pasta a little twist. Once it starts to soften up, it'll all sink down in the pool. It'll be nice, good to go. You don't want the peppercorns to go too long. You just want them to mellow out a little bit. Put them in our mortar and pestle, and we'll just give them a grind. It's like you're smelling black pepper for the first time. Those little steps that make a big difference, they really do. You could just take it from the grinder if you wanted, but you're gonna miss that depth of flavor, that roasty, toasty, bold aroma. And I always serve it with the cheese on the side in case people want to put more on it. All right, that looks nice and creamy. Smells peppery. There, we start the cacciatore. This takes about an hour and a half to make, so give yourself plenty of time. Putting some oil in my Dutch oven. We're gonna take our chicken thighs, bone in, skin on. We're going skin side down. Once you get your chicken in the pan, you're gonna be really tempted to turn it over or check the skin. Let it ride for like 5-6 minutes without touching it. Don't even think about it. Don't let it tempt you. And then you'll get that skin nice and crispy, which is what we want. And you'll be able to add the other ingredients. So resist temptation. Let it do its thing. We're just gonna put that into slices. Do your onion the same way. Make a mess if you can. Okay, that chicken will not be cooked yet. Same pan. Onions are going in. Bell peppers going in. Touch of salt. Get your Nona's wooden spoon out. Give it a stir. We'll deglaze in a minute. All that fond on the bottom from the chicken, we're not going to let that go to waste. Not in a million years. I just want to give these about a minute or two. Someone told me one time to budget a clove of garlic for every person, no matter what the recipe says. So that's what we're doing. We're putting our garlic in right now. 4 people, 4 cloves. I think the recipe calls for 2. No, a single recipe where it would be satisfied by just 2 cloves of garlic. So let that bloom a little bit. All right, if there are any Nonas watching, I'd like you to leave the room, pretend you never saw this. Cacciatore calls for anchovies. I thought I had some. I don't have any. So we're going to be using white miso paste. Now you might be saying, but that's not the same. Well, here's the thing. I normally don't tell anyone there are anchovies in this to begin with. It's just that umami burst that we're looking for. That was very southern of me to say umami burst. But that's what we're doing with our miso paste, creating that same effect. Anchovies will not taste like fish in this dish, so you're not going to miss any fish flavor or anything like that. It is just that deliciousness that we're talking about. Just move that around, let it melt down. And at this point, we're going to put some of our crushed red in there, just a little bit. Now for my cacciatore, I use red wine. You're supposed to use white wine. Use what you like. Use a nice Pinot Grigio if you want to keep to the recipe. I'm using a Pinot Noir. Now, some of you will say, well, that's not cacciatore. And I will say it is. It's my cacciatore. All right, for this double date night, I'm using one of my favorite tomatoes. These are Pomi tomatoes. They're from Italy. They do cost a little more, so use whatever kind you like, but these are delicious if you can get them. And let me read the ingredients to you. Let's see, tomatoes. That's it, just one thing in there. Now we'll put our tomatoes in there. That'll cool that sauce down. Try to make a mess if you can. We're gonna add our thyme. We're gonna add our rosemary. We're gonna add our bay leaves. They kind of crumbled up on me. Come in with our capers. I use one of these crab tools to get my capers out. We want the brine and everything. Measure with your heart. Then the next thing we want is our green olives. Same deal. We want a little brine. I'm using the pimento kind. You can use whatever kind you like. And let's get it with a little bit of pepper, salt. And now let's put our chicken back. We like to keep the skin poking out. So don't submerge them. We want that skin to continue to be crispy and stay crispy. So just prop them up on the peppers and everything that's already in the pan. I can hear this crunch on the skin, and that's what we want. This skin kind of came off, but that'll be my piece. I went ahead and arranged the racks in my oven so that it would fit my Dutch oven. There we go. 60 to 75 minutes at 325. Get a nice big serving dish. I'll show you the trick to it. We're gonna put our chicken down. Leave all the vegetables in the pot if you can. We're gonna get the rosemary stalks out of there, the bay leaves, any thyme stalks that we see. Okay, let's take this back to the oven for 5 minutes while our chicken rests. I'll take these and I'll just put them right in the middle. Get all those olives. That nice juice. Don't feel like you have to use all the sauce. You don't want these things swimming. You just want it to have a nice, let's get some juicy juice going over there. We'll give the plate a clean. All right, there it is. That's it. 3 courses under 25 bucks, feeding 4 people. We did it. We did it. The Cacciatore took the longest. We were in at about an hour and a half on that cook. The Cacio Pepe, about 20 minutes. The Bruschetta took about 30 minutes because we let our tomatoes macerate in the salt. If you want these full recipes, go to the link in my bio. I'll send you over to Substack. All of it's free. I'm going to give you every recipe for free. If you want the beverage pairing, the backstory, and everything that goes with that, there's a paid tier that you can jump in on if you choose. But I'm going to make sure you get the recipe for all 3 courses for free over on Substack. So jump over there. I'll give you everything I got as far as these recipe goes. And hey, if you thought this was fun and if you think food might be a little too expensive in the world we live in, 25 bucks, 4 people. We just did it. This smells delicious. My kitchen smells like a Nona's kitchen, and I hope yours will too. My name's Kevin. I'm the $20 Dad. I'll see you.